What if I told you that doubting your own intelligence might actually be one of the most powerful signs that you're far smarter than you give yourself credit for? Strange, isn't it? But that's the paradox of the intelligent mind. It questions itself. It analyzes every thought. It examines every angle. My name is SHI HENG, and welcome to Daily Path to Strength, where wisdom meets awareness. Today, we explore something deeper than IQ or test scores. We're going into the silent territory of hidden intelligence, the kind that doesn't shout but quietly shapes extraordinary lives. So sit back, breathe, and listen carefully, because what you're about to hear might make you see yourself in a completely new light. True intelligence often hides beneath doubt. Research from Cornell University discovered that people with higher intelligence actually underestimate their abilities, while those with less knowledge tend to overestimate them. This is called the reverse Dunning-Kruger effect, and it's one of the reasons why the wisest people often feel the most uncertain. The more you know, the more you become aware of how much you don't. That awareness, that humility, is not weakness. It's a mark of a brilliant, evolving mind. Think about it. When you question your understanding, you're not doubting your worth. You're refining it. You're stretching your mental muscles, sharpening your focus, and expanding your horizon beyond comfort. You're not just thinking, you're aware that you're thinking. That's the essence of higher consciousness. You might be smarter than you realize because you crave solitude. Society glorifies constant connection, parties, chats, notifications, but intelligent souls often find peace in silence. If you've ever preferred a quiet evening of reading or reflecting over crowded noise, that isn't isolation. It's inner alignment. Research from the British Journal of Psychology shows that highly intelligent people actually experience less joy in constant socializing. They seek depth, not distraction. Like Schopenhauer once said, the intelligent person seeks solitude not because they dislike people, but because they need space for their thoughts to breathe. Your alone time is your sanctuary, the space where ideas are born and clarity blossoms. You might also notice how your mind questions everything. You hear something and instead of accepting it, you pause and ask, why, how, what if? Others may find that exhausting, but this relentless curiosity is one of the purest forms of intelligence. Socrates once said, "The only thing I know is that I know nothing." To question life is to honor it. To challenge knowledge is to grow beyond it. This curiosity keeps your mind alive, flexible, and ever learning. And yes, sometimes it feels like a curse, like your thoughts won't stop spinning, but that constant inquiry is how wisdom enters. Another sign, you are haunted by what-ifs. At night, when others fall asleep easily, your mind travels through endless possibilities, different outcomes, alternate futures, paths not taken. That's not overthinking. That's advanced simulation. Psychologists call it prospective thinking, your mind's ability to predict and imagine scenarios before they unfold. It's as if your brain is running quiet rehearsals for life. You anticipate, prepare, and adapt before the moment even arrives. While this can sometimes make decision-making harder, it's also what makes you a master of foresight. You see the tapestry of consequences that others overlook. You adjust your words effortlessly depending on who you speak to. That's not manipulation. It's high-level emotional intelligence. You intuitively simplify complex ideas so others can grasp them. Einstein once said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." Your ability to adapt your language shows not just understanding, but wisdom. You bridge worlds, translating thought into connection. You might not even realize it, but this gift, the art of clarity, is one of the greatest markers of intelligence. And maybe you've noticed how you become intensely curious about random things. You can spend hours reading about black holes, ancient civilizations, or how bees communicate, even if you never need that knowledge. That isn't wasted time. That's your mind's hunger for novelty. The University of Toronto found that curiosity, what scientists call need for cognition, strongly correlates with intelligence. You're building mental bridges between ideas that seem unrelated. One day, something you learned years ago may suddenly connect perfectly to a new insight. This is how genius works, by collecting fragments and turning them into patterns. You overthink. People tell you that all the time. They say you're reading too much into it, or just let it go. But what they call overthinking is your brain's natural processing speed. Intelligent minds analyze everything because they see everything. You notice the subtle shift in tone when someone speaks, the unspoken tension in a room, the invisible connections between events. Kierkegaard once wrote, "The more conscious a being becomes, the more it suffers." Awareness can be heavy, but it's also what allows you to understand life on levels others can't even perceive. That's why your mind rarely rests. You live with your thoughts, your doubts, your insights, constantly weaving meaning from chaos. You learn from everything, the good, the painful, the boring, the confusing. When others move on, you stay a little longer, analyzing. You dissect failure like a scientist, observing what it teaches. Psychologist Carol Dweck calls this a growth mindset, the ability to transform experience into wisdom. You don't just live through moments, you decode them. Every heartbreak becomes a lesson in empathy. Every mistake becomes a map of self-awareness. This relentless learning curve is why you evolve faster than most people. Even your memory works differently. You might forget where you placed your phone, but remember the exact words someone said years ago when they hurt you, or the look in their eyes when they thanked you. That's not forgetfulness. It's selective intelligence. Your mind records meaning, not trivia. It remembers tone, energy, emotion, and subtle patterns others dismiss. Researchers from Northwestern University call this episodic memory superiority, a higher sensitivity to meaningful detail. Your brain doesn't waste storage on what's irrelevant. It keeps what has emotional or intellectual value. That's why you can sometimes recall an obscure insight at exactly the right time. And finally, you doubt yourself. You think, I can't be that smart. But that humility, that awareness of limitation, is the highest level of metacognition, the ability to think about your own thinking. The Socratic paradox says, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. True intelligence is not loud, it's humble. It recognizes the infinite expanse of what remains unknown. Those who claim certainty often live in the shadows of ignorance. But those who doubt, who stay curious, who keep asking, they are the ones walking toward truth. So, if you've ever felt like you don't belong among the smart, remember this. Intelligence isn't arrogance. It's curiosity. It's compassion. It's the willingness to see nuance when others see simplicity. It's the courage to admit you're still learning. You're smarter than you think, not because you know everything, but because you have the heart to keep seeking. So the next time you question your worth, remember that doubt is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Every question you ask, every moment you reflect, every time you pause to understand rather than react, you are sharpening the very tool that defines human greatness: awareness. Keep your mind open, your curiosity alive, and your humility intact, because these are the true marks of a wise soul. And when you walk this path, you don't just grow smarter, you grow deeper, more compassionate, more awake. My friend, this is your daily path to strength. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to subscribe, like, and share it with someone who may need to hear these words today. Together, let's continue the journey of awareness, not to feel superior, but to become more human, more conscious, and more alive.